Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, one of the most exciting and well-rounded prospects in the whole UFC. Why I think he should be in the pound-for-pound rankings already, or he's one of the pound-for-pound best already, even though he's not a top 5 fighter even yet in this video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum to everyone.
Anthony Hernandez yesterday just came out with another statement win. I mean, you can't have a more statement win than this one. Every single round was at least a 10-8 round. I would say at least one round was even a 10-7, even without the point deduction that Herb Dean did. At least one round was a 10-7. I mean, that was, if a friend of you ever asks you, can you show me a fight where one guy just completely dominated the other guy from start to finish? You can either show them Conor McGregor against Eddie Alvarez or Anthony Fluffy Hernandez against Roman Dolidze. I mean, I saw it coming.
I'm coming!
I knew that stylistically, Roman Dolidze, in my opinion, was never the most skillful fighter anyways, but Anthony Hernandez just absolutely showed that there's a huge gap in levels between them. I mean, let's just look into the whole Anthony Hernandez come up in the UFC. Because I've been on the Anthony Hernandez train since my first Instagram message to him was in 2021 somewhere. And I think that was when he beat Rodolfo Vieira. That must have been, yeah, probably around here. We'll come to that in a second, right? So I saw his potential very early. I just felt like this guy is something special. And it completely started in a different way, right? So he had an amazing amateur record. I mean, 8-1 as an amateur. That's absolutely awesome. That's great experience that builds up in the future, right?
Is the future.
Because those amateur wins, they will help you a lot in your pro career if you have a lot of experience there. So 8-1 as an amateur, and then went pro, finish after finish after finish after finish after finish, right? His first 5 wins, all finishes, 1 by KO, 4 by submission. And he started to fight good competition early. I mean, of course, 14-14, okay. But then a 6-3 guy, a 1-0 guy, okay. And then an 8-3 guy. Then Brendan Allen, who is making waves himself in the middleweight division, right? Beat Brendan Allen by decision in LFA. Then got on the Dana White's Contender Series. He beat Jordan Wright in 50 seconds or something like that. Let's look at it. Wait. He got overturned to a no contest because he failed a drug test because of marijuana. What else? If you know Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, he does nothing else in his life than posting horny memes, smoking weed, and chilling with his chicken and his wife.
I gotta smoke the weed.
I mean, he's an absolute awesome dude to follow. He's just such a funny and down-to-earth guy, and he just loves to smoke his weed.
Marijuana.
Which is somehow the best base for your cardio somehow, as it seems, right? And yeah, it's still a joke to me that you can fail a drug test due to marijuana. I'm like, bro, when did marijuana ever help you in a fist fight? You know what I mean? Especially if you knock him out. In jiu-jitsu, you can maybe make a small argument, but yeah. Anyways, he failed the drug test for marijuana. Ooh, how bad. But he knocked Jordan Wright out in 40 seconds, right? So great start into his UFC career on Dana White's Contender Series. Then, in his next fight, though, I think that was when he lost his father, rest in peace. And he was in a really dark place then. He had all that momentum build up, but that really put him in such a dark place that he still talks about till this day that it took him a long time to crawl out of that hole. And that's why he lost to Marcos Perez, who's a journeyman, by an anaconda choke. Then a win that aged pretty well against the Ninja Turtle or whatever, Iron Turtle. I mean, he himself has been on quite the win streak with only 2 losses ever since, right? So it's a win that really aged well. Finishing him by anaconda choke is absolutely phenomenal. Park himself is a great grappler. Then gets knocked out by Kevin Holland. Vicious KO, and early in round 1 as well. And many people probably just thought like, okay, probably a journeyman, like lost his first fight by finish, then somehow finished a guy. Park by then was not famous or known or anything. So yeah, just some random win and then getting knocked out in 30 seconds. Yeah, let's forget about that dude. He's 1-2 in his UFC career, you know what I mean? Like a journeyman, right? Nothing special. Because back then, there wasn't really, if you watched his fights back then, it wasn't really like, damn, I can see this guy, like he's so around all of that. it didn't really show anything special in those 3 UFC fights, right? Unless maybe in that fight. And then the fight that really got him on the map was against Rodolfo Vieira. I remember the fight like it was yesterday. Vieira was sold as this crazy jiu-jitsu guy, right? Rodolfo Vieira is one of the most accomplished grapplers in the UFC. An absolute tank of a guy. You see Fluffy Hernandez, who gets his nickname because he looks a little bit fluffy. He's not like shredded or anything. His body developed over the last couple of years, but especially back then, he looked like he has that Nate Diaz body, with all due respect. You know what I mean? It doesn't really look like a strong fighter or something. If you see him in the streets, you think like he's probably, I don't know, probably works at a marijuana shop or at a weed shop or something like that. You don't think he's a fighter, right? But Rodolfo Vieira looks like the absolute freaking Hulk of the UFC with his amazing jiu-jitsu. I think he was a minus, I'm butchering this, 800 favorite or something, Rodolfo Vieira. Everyone thought he's just gonna steamroll through Hernandez. And Hernandez, in this fight, for the first time, showed how elite his cardio is. I remember he outlasted Vieira like crazy, beat the crap out of him. Vieira got so tired. And don't forget, Vieira was sold as this jiu-jitsu phenomenon. And I think the odds of Vieira winning by submissions were so crazy because everyone thought that's how the fight's gonna end. And Fluffy goes in there and submits Rodolfo Vieira. That's where I was like, oh my goodness, this guy is something special. That was the first time that he really showed his Merab-esque style of just wearing you down with his cardio, right? And he had a lot of canceled bouts in his whole career, so a lot of ups and downs, you know what I mean? A lot of, look at that. From 2021 February to 2022 April, 4 canceled bouts. Really unfortunate. A lot of injuries for himself and for his opponents. I mean, where is it? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he was scheduled to fight Rodolfo Vieira once earlier. He had to pull out due to COVID-19. Then he fought, then he was scheduled to face Bonahele. Had to pull out due to an injury. Dustin Solzfuss. Hernandez had to withdraw to undisclosed reasons, whatever that was, probably an injury as well or something, or food poisoning or whatever. Then Albert Duraev had to pull out due to a rib injury. This is very interesting. Hernandez was scheduled to fight Dricus then because Duraev had to pull out. They replaced Duraev with Dricus, who was by then still a newcomer. Dricus but was somehow then moved to another matchup, and Hernandez got booked against Fremd, which in my opinion helped Hernandez a lot because Dricus would have been a much tougher matchup than Josh Fremd, right? And there was some more pullouts. Yeah, you see like some more injuries and all of that over his career. So a lot of pullouts and injuries and a lot of canceled bouts, right? Never a weight miss or anything, but just a lot of unfortunate circumstances, which, yeah, is really shitty for him, right? It really kills your momentum as well, especially after that great win, having over a year in between fights. But then Josh Fremd, great decision win. I mean, it's hard to fight a guy on such short notice after 2 replacements, right? Then his first good name after Vieira, of course, but his first established guy, Marc-André Barrios, steamrolled him and submitted him in round number 3. Then Edman Shabazian had a very tough start in that fight. I remember he got dropped early against Edman. Edman is one of the best underrated strikers that somehow just never is able to fully unleash his potential. But he got dropped by Edman and then absolutely steamrolled him again, made him tired. Typical Fluffy style. This is where you started to realize, okay, that's how Fluffy fights. He tires you out. He's as that Merab style where you just keep shooting for your legs. He overwhelms you with strikes, with takedowns. Like, he doesn't let you breathe at all. He's not a guy that just holds on to your leg and just clinches with you. He takes you down for real, and he does damage on the ground. Like, he's trying to finish you in all scenarios, which is why he's so exciting. Which is why I think he's the most exciting guy in the middleweight division right now, maybe next to Hamza Chimaev or something like that. And then a fight that really impressed me was against Roman Kopylov, because Roman Kopylov is such a great striker, and we saw Fluffy having a little bit of trouble against phenomenal strikers, and he beat the absolute crap out of Roman Kopylov, submitted him in round number 2. You see so many finishes. He fights like Merab, but in a 10 times more exciting and more dominant way in terms of he finishes those guys. He doesn't just take them down just for the sake of it and doesn't do anything with it. He finished those guys. So then 2 more cancel bouts, and they really did not give him any nice matchups. It's not they never gave him fights where, like, after you beat Michel Pereira and Brandon Allen, you normally don't fight Roman Dolidze. I mean, those are two phenomenal fighters. Normally, after those two wins, you would fight a top 5 guy or something like that. Beats Michel Pereira, a powerful striker, flashy striker, beat the living crap out of him for 5 rounds. I mean, that was literally a bullying. Like, he bullied Michel Pereira. I think that should be his new nickname, Fluffy Bully, because he bullies those guys. Also, Brandon Allen, he himself says one of his worst performances. He's not happy with it, but still, he beat the crap out of Brandon Allen over 5 rounds, who is himself a serious contender, who has its ups and downs as well. But Brandon Allen is a very skillful guy, right? And they fought before, so he knows his game and all of that. A good win. And then against Roman Dolidze, oh my goodness. Did he beat the living crap out of Roman Dolidze? I mean, Roman Dolidze is no slouch, don't get me wrong. I think he's one of the most unskilled fighters in the middleweight division, as much as I actually like him. But I mean, you beat Anthony Smith, Kevin Holland, Marvin Vettori. Like, he has good wins. Jack Hermanson, Kyle Dawkins, Phil Haas. Like, it's not like the only guys that beat him were former title contender Vettori and now title contender or close to title contention who's knocked out Izzy, Nasruddin Imavov. No one ever finished him. No one ever finished Roman Dolidze. Anthony Hernandez did. I mean, he nearly finished him like 5 times and then really ended up finishing him by a rear naked choke that was like, just, it took his soul out of him. Like, he just put a choke in and he dragged him across the octagon. I mean, that was peak bullying by Anthony Hernandez. I think he's one of the most exciting guys on the roster. And why I said in the beginning that he, in my opinion, is one of the pound for pound best fighters is he is as well-rounded as it gets. He's a striker. He's a phenomenal striker. His striking is clean. He has good defense, good footwork. And when he tries to take you down, he will take you down. He has the most takedowns in UFC history. Somewhere it says it. Wait, somewhere there is the record here. Most takedowns landed in UFC middleweight division history, at least 54. I mean, this guy, he's not a Division 1 All-American. He's not a lifelong wrestler or something. He's a striker that somehow learned how to grapple, but he takes everyone down. Dolidze is not easy to take down. He took him down with ease whenever he wanted. He is so effective with his style. He has one of the best fight IQs in the whole UFC, in my opinion. I mean, just watch the fight against Roman Dolidze. The decisions he made on the fly, how in the moment he was with his mind the whole time, how he saw everything coming and adjusted on the fly to certain situations, whatever, let Roman Dolidze stand up because he has a dangerous ground game and all of that. How he just outsmarted him. He's one of the most fight smart, you can say, like street smart, fight smart. His fight IQ is one of the best in the whole UFC. The way he mixes it up, the way he knows when to do what, when to strike, when to grapple, when to hold, when to ground and pound, when to try to submit you, how he doesn't put his hooks in immediately when he has you on the ground, how he slowly but surely grinds you out. I cannot stop saying positive things about him. I think I don't want to say underrated, but this guy, in my opinion, has all the potential in the world to dominate this division. Of course, a guy like Khamzat Chimaev or Dorikus could give him problems stylistically, but I do think sky's the limit for Anthony Hernandez. He's so freaking skilled. He's so relaxed in there, so good. I mean, I saw it early on, but now the world starts to see how freaking good Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is. And honorable mention, rest in peace to El Coq. Anthony Hernandez knows what I'm talking about. If you're a real Anthony Hernandez fan, you also know what I'm talking about. Rest in peace to El Coq. Yeah, one of the most funny guys on Instagram as well. Give him a follow. Check out his Instagram stories and mostly just horny memes and all of that. He's such a funny guy. Also very cool guy when you text with him. Very down to earth. A lot of F-bombs. And yeah, he's just your regular guy from the block. And that's why I think most people really like him. Do you like Anthony Hernandez? Do you think I'm right with my breakdown? Write in the comments, you guys. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Would appreciate that. Check out the Bloodsport merch. Link is in the bio. All the links in the bio. Check it out. Stay bloody, you guys. And until the next one. Bye-bye. Bloodsport out.